Okay, today I have the Garrett Vortex and the Garrett Apex, both running the most current versions they have. This is December 22nd, 2024. Got them both sitting right here. We're going to go over the features that each of them have, and then we're going to do some testing on some different targets. I actually had a previous video shot ready to put up on YouTube, and I decided to reshoot the video because when I was doing some of the editing, I felt like there were things in it that maybe swayed one detector toward more than another in the depth test. So I decided I wanted to make that more fair. You'll see in the video I'll talk about that. But let's go over the features of both of the machines right now. We'll go over some different targets above ground, and then a 7-inch deep target to show how it works in my highly mineralized dirt. Now, just so you know, my dirt will peg out the mineral bar at a DS2, so it's very highly mineralized, got a lot of magnetite in this soil, so it does affect machines quite a bit. So let's get out, we'll take a look at the machines, we'll take a look at some tests, and then we'll come back and talk about it. So in the Garrett Apex, let's go over the modes and the features and things that this has. So as far as modes go, it's got 0 coins, US coins, jewelry, relics, and custom. And under our menu, we've got sensitivity, volume, iron volume, frequency, which is your single or your multi-frequency, and then channel. That's where you can shift. You've got sensitivity indicator here, you got a depth indicator over here, and you've got your coin scale across the top. Now, you can notch out these segments and take out different things, which is kind of what happens with your modes. Just basically notches stuff out. And then you've got ground balance. You just hold this down to ground balance. You've got iron audio on and off, and you do have target pinpoint. So those are the features of the Apex. It's got kind of a scale up here, it tells you where different things may fall. Alright, I have got the Garrett Vortex up now. Now the other thing I wanted to point out is as far as the handle and shaft configuration goes, the Vortex is a pod straight off of a straight shaft, whereas the Apex is on a curved handle. Another difference is you've got the Vortex is waterproof, whereas the Apex is just rainproof. Now I'm running the latest version of Garrett Vortex. It's version 2.05. The Apex is also running the latest version. I just wanted to point that out before we went through the options on the Vortex. So we've got a sensitivity indicator over here, battery indicator, depth indicator. Those are all the same with the Vortex versus the Apex. Up here you got a 3-tier target ID system in your multi-frequency. It's not there in salt. And you've got 2 different iron, bigger iron, smaller iron, and then you got your coins that are in the middle. So you can map multiple target IDs on the screen at the same time. That is another big difference. As far as modes go, we've basically got 0, standard, US, custom, beach, thin coins, and fast. So a few differences there between the Vortex and the Apex. And then when you get to the menu, you've really got a lot of differences. So we got sensitivity, we got volume, we've got iron volume, we've got frequency. Now all those are pretty much the same between the two. You got frequency shift. You got recovery speed, which on the VX9 you've got 3 different recovery speeds, whereas with the Apex it's fixed. Still got backlighting, still got headphones, dive lock. Obviously that's going to be on the Vortex, not the Apex, because this is waterproof. I got a number of tones, 5. Now I had 5 tones set on the Apex, and this one you can choose between 3 and 5. We're going to leave it on 5 so that we can compare the two. You've got your iron resolution or iron discrimination. This goes up to 39. You've got your bottle cap reject, and then you've got your iron boundary. This is for your big iron. This goes up to 5. And then you got whether or not you want your audio on or off. So, and if you keep going, you go back up to the front. So quite a bit more to play with on the Vortex, but question is, does the stuff do you any good? Now obviously the waterproof does, but do some of these other functions that we've got really improve anything. Okay, we're going to go through a couple of different targets here, show you what the ID is on the Apex, how it behaves. And so I'm going to start down here with a quarter and a dime. So dime, 82, sometimes you'll get 81 depending on the frequency. Quarter, 87, 88. Again, depending on the frequency. Now I've tested, I'm in multi-frequency right now. We're not going to look at multi-salt in this test at all. We're just looking at multi-frequency, but target IDs across all the frequency shifts are the same on the Apex. You're always going to get one or two numbers, within one or two numbers on these items, even swinging high on them. So that's the dime and the quarter. That's a very good plus that none of the IDs change based on the frequency that you're in. So now we're going to look at a copper penny right here, 82, and a zinc penny down in the next bin, tone bin, 75, 76, 78, something like that. Now pay it, mark all those in your head. I know it's going to be hard. I said I was going to switch back and forth, but I think that's going to be too hard to mount up the camera every time. Now I'm going to go on to some aluminum foil and stuff. So this is this is a piece of aluminum out of the top of the can where you push it in and there's that little tab that goes down in the can. This is one of those. So we got 53 to 55 mostly. Then this is a hunk of aluminum I dug. They're like 48 to 50. This is a small eagle eye button. This is a nickel. This is the square tab. I don't have a regular pull tab, but I have those. So notice, for the most part, every one of those have got a different ID. And I've tested these across different frequencies. I can promise you, if you got your own Apex, you can do the same thing. They're pretty much the same across all frequencies, the ID. So now we're going to get out the Garrett Vortex. Now, one thing I also wanted to point out, if you noticed, we got one number shifts, as little as one number shifts. So it's not like jumping from 51 to 54 or 47 to 51, any of that kind of stuff. We're seeing some one number bounces on some of these targets. I want you to pay attention to that when we get to the Vortex. So we'll get the Vortex out and go over those same IDs. Okay, we got the Vortex fired up here. We have a sensitivity at 5. We're in 0 mode. Recovery 2. I'm not going to show you all this until I get over to the deep dime, but what we're going to do is go over some of these targets, same ones we did with the Apex. We're going to start with we're going to start in frequency 1. I want to show you that. This is already stuff people complained about, but I wanted to show you how much more stable the Apex is right now than the Vortex. So here's a dime, 79, sometimes jumps to 83. Here's a quarter, 83. Now the biggest difference I'm seeing is between a dime and a quarter. So what I'm going to show you is the fact that if you go to frequency 8, we get different IDs. This is still 79, but now the quarter's 86. So in frequency 1, you've got a dime and a quarter reading about the same. In frequency 8, you've got them reading two different IDs, so that's a problem. Okay, we're going to go back to 1. We're going to go over some of these other targets. So we got a copper penny and a zinc penny. Two different number IDs, but they're the same tone band. So why would we put those in the same tone band? I don't want to dig zinc pennies. I want them to be in a lower tone band so I don't have to stop for them all the time. Okay, then we got some pieces of aluminum. I've got, when you got a square tab and there's that little piece that drops down into the can, I've got that right there. I've got a wadded up piece of aluminum foil here, a cuff button, a nickel, and a square tab. So we're going to go over those. So there's a piece of aluminum that folds down into the can. Here's the piece of aluminum that is wadded up. So we got a solid 52 and a solid 55. This one sometimes jumps to 52. We got a cuff button at 52, 55. We got a nickel at 52, and we got a square tab at 55. So between all those targets, they're either 52 or 55. There's no in between. There's no way you're going to be able to tell those apart. I can guarantee you, if you're looking for nickels, you're going to be digging a bunch of other stuff. Okay, got the Garrett Apex over here at the 7-inch dime. First thing I'm going to do is ground balance it. Okay, we're basically in zero mode. Sensitivity is at 7. And we're going to go over this 7-inch dime, both slow and fast sweep speeds, because I felt like when I was editing the last video that I did yesterday, went to post it, I felt like the sweep speeds were not the same between the Garrett Vortex and the Apex. So I actually reshot the video, this portion of it. So that's a fast sweep speed. Okay, if we slow down, Apex is still pretty consistently picking that dime up, and I can cherry pick it. Now the ID is, you know, anywhere from low 80s to high 90s, so it's app averaging, but I know there's something there. So let me grab the Vortex, we'll do the same thing. Okay, now we're over here at the 7-inch dime. I am going to ground balance first thing. So we got 97. So we're at sensitivity 7, volume 3, iron volume 5, multi-frequency on frequency 1, recovery of 2, and a lot of this other stuff doesn't matter, but I did want to show you that I don't have any iron rejection going on or the iron audio on. So let's go over the 7-inch dime. We'll do fast and slow sweeps. So let's do slow first. Nice slow sweep. The Vortex is able to pick it up. What if we speed up? Still pretty good at picking it up. What if we try to cherry pick? Not too bad. So the reason I wanted to reshoot this is because when I watched the video, I had the Garrett Vortex actually at a faster sweep speed than I did the Apex, and I just wanted to make sure that they were performing the same regardless of sweep speed, and it looks like they are. So as far as this in-ground depth test goes, I think they're fairly equal, but you know, I think the Vortex should be performing better, and it's not. Let's just try. We're going to do a recovery of 1, see if we can get any more out of it going to 1. It's actually performing a little bit worse because I've got highly mineralized ground, so we're going to go to 3. We're doing the faster sweep speed here now, and we'll slow it down. And so the one thing, I don't know if I mentioned it, was I feel like recovery of 2 is on the Vortex is a good happy medium for me and my soil. Gives me decent separation and decent depth. So let's go back and talk about this for a minute. Okay, now that you've seen what both machines can do, you're going to have to make the decision on which one you like. I mean, obviously, if you need a waterproof machine, you're going to need to go with the Vortex. But a lot of these other features that are on the Vortex, I'm not seeing any improvement over the Apex, at least in my dirt. I've got a machine here that they seem pretty equal in comparison when you get right down to it. Now, there are some things on the Vortex that I like over the Apex, but there's obviously a lot of things that need to be worked on, especially the target ID. I never did mention headphones, so neither of the machines comes with headphones. I already have a pair because I have multiple Garrett machines and have the pair anyway, so it wasn't a concern for me. But they do pair up on both these machines really good. I mean, once you pair them once, you turn the machine on, they pair right up. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.